from?
I think this doesn't matter.
Okay, excellent. What got you into body?
Take her piece of paper.
Do you want to hold it? What got you to the 2001 Mr. Olympia?
I would actually like to say rather something else if you let me talk, okay?
Please.
Did you want to ask him a couple of other questions,
May I?
like who his hero is?
What package do you need to show the judges that will beat everyone else?
You can't answer this.
No? Okay.
Then that's okay. We'll give you another one. Who's your hero in bodybuilding? Who do you admire the most?
Well, I don't admire anyone.
Who do you admire in life?
Yeah, I swear to God, if you want it, then you got to get it. Cause when I'm on my deathbed, no, I will not regret it. You only got one life, one shot, don't let it slip away. Today, get up and make a big change, huh? You decide.
Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle rant. Today's topic, Naaser El-Somebody, my good friend. May he rest in peace. He's always in our thoughts. There is a YouTube channel out there that loves to repost old clips of things. Mostly, I think the channel is mostly devoted to my clips from old training videos and guest posings, and that's all cool. I don't even care. I never report them. I think it's cool. Whatever. If people want to, honor me or some of the past people with old clips they're taken from other videos, that's cool. And I have no problem with that. But, for years I've been telling Naaser stories, because Naaser El-Somebody and I go back. We have this, antagonist-protagonist relationship. If we were out guest posing together or at a show, we would hang out, we'd be best friends, and then, behind my back, he would badmouth me like he did to everyone. But that was Naaser, and, after Naaser retired, he was just kind of disappeared from the scene. But ever since he passed, like I said, may he rest in peace, because I really do miss him, I like to do Naaser impressions and tell Naaser stories. And I think a lot of people think that I embellish these stories. And, I tell all these funny stories about Naaser. But people, I think they just don't believe, no one can conceptualize that anyone could be like that. Well, this guy who has this website that puts up these old clips found a clip. Now, you got to remember, at the Mr. Olympia contest every year, they would make the competitors dress in suits for the press conference. And I think before the press conference, maybe right after, they would record little interviews with these guys, and they would take a clip of it, and they would put this little interview clip up before they would walk on stage and do their posing routine. Okay? It was kind of like, it added like a little added, kind of insight into who the person was. So they must have been filming Naaser for, I forget what Olympia this was, and they have an outtake. I don't even know where this guy got it. It's classic Naaser El-Somebody. You could tell that he's irritable because he's dieting probably. He doesn't respect the woman who's interviewing him or the woman who's running behind the scenes, and he just wants to get out of there. And in typical, nasty, arrogant Naaser fashion, okay, we get a true sense of who he was. And this is total classic Naaser. Let's roll the clip, and then I'll come back and I'll comment on it.
My name is Naaser El-Somebody. I'm 35 years old, and I do live in San Diego, California.
Where are you from?
I think this doesn't matter.
Okay, excellent. What got you into body?
Take her piece of paper.
Do you want to hold it? Okay.
The papers while your hands. You'll give it right back. Thank you. Thank you.
What got you to the 2001 Mr. Olympia?
I would actually like to say rather something else if you let me talk, okay?
Please.
Okay, I can start talking?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
It sounds good, believe me.
Okay, but I will stop you if it's not appropriate for our TV show.
Okay, this is my 9th Olympia qualification in a row. And the last 2 years I was actually smaller than I was supposed to be because I wanted to have a different impact on stage. But I'm going back to the same old look, being big, hard, and for sure striated and also symmetrical. And I hope I will definitely make an impact on this year's Olympia.
Great. Did you want to ask him a couple of other questions,
May I?
like who his hero is?
What package do you need to show the judges that will beat everyone else?
You can't answer this.
No? Okay.
Then that's okay. We'll give you another one. Who's your hero in bodybuilding? Who do you admire the most?
Well, I don't admire anyone.
Who do you admire in life?
Who do you want to beat most?
No, I don't want to be
You don't know
anyone.
heroes
No heroes, no cartoon characters, no Arnold, and
No, I'm
nobody's
saying
done
just
that.
in life as an individual, somebody who inspires you personally.
No.
You don't have any.
Do you have anything to say to someone trying to start out in this bodybuilding, watching you, a fan?
No.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, that is classic Nassar all the way. That's the Nassar I know. Who do you admire in bodybuilding? I don't admire anyone. Because he didn't. He thought he was better than everyone. And that was the truth. That was a true statement. Who do you look up to? No one. That's Nassar. That's the Nassar I would hang out with. And if we were at a show and fans would come up to him and say, Nassar, what's the secret to dieting for a show? He'd be like, I eat French fries. I eat French fries, and he would just be condescending to people, and it would be like he was disgusted that people would ask him such a simplistic question, what he felt to be above his intellectual level, or below his intellectual level, I should say, and that was Nassar, and I mean. I don't know where this clip came from. I know Nassar comes off really bad in this clip, but he's in a very bad mood, obviously. He's hungry. Nassar never really respected women too much anyway, so I have a feeling if there was a guy interviewing him here, it probably would have been a little more respectful. Not much, but a little bit more. And every answer he gave was absolutely the truth. That's one thing with Nassar. You always get the truth from him, in terms of how he felt. Now, he might lie about other things about, when I watched that clip, I have to tell you what I thought to myself is, I said, Nassar, you bastard, why did you leave us so early? You could have been great, a great commentator, a great social media person. I probably would have been battling with him constantly, I'm sure, on social media, because he would have been jealous, and he would have been going after me and saying stuff about me, and I would have had to get him on, but it would have been great. We missed the best of Nassar. Nassar's best wasn't on stage. His best would have been off stage because he had such a wry sense of humor. He's sarcastic, and he had a photographic memory. He knew every freaking detail from every encounter he ever had with anyone. He would tell me stuff that we did, 5 years earlier. I'm like, how did you remember all those details?
I heard for so many years my back is not good enough and so on. But honestly, guys, as you said before, I wouldn't have placed so high if I would have had such a bad back. I said once in an interview that my back would need some improvement, and because I thought it had to get harder at that time. And so everybody jumped on that issue that Nassar was even saying by himself that his back is not good enough. And then I heard the Olympia 97, yes, Nassar looked good, but Dorian beat him from the back. So the thing is, the answer is, didn't I beat him from the front and from the side and from the other side? Besides that, from the back you see also the shoulders and the legs. So I think this is BS that so many people said, if Nassar would have had bigger or better or more crisp back, he would have won. It was one of the most political decisions in pro bodybuilding that I didn't want the Olympia 97. It had barely to do with my back development. I didn't show up like Dorian with almost 8 torn muscles, with quad tears, 6 quad tears, with a hip tear, with biceps and a tricep tear, and then he still won with a perfect score. To me, today, this was just a made-up story to put me in second and to make me shut up. But again, I feel robbed in 97, and it didn't have anything to do with my back, not whatsoever.
Yeah, so that win would have made you the 10th winner of the Mr. Olympia. How difficult was that defeat for you to swallow?
It was actually pretty difficult, and when I went back to the hotel room, actually, guys, again, to tell you the truth, I was actually crying because on stage I didn't want to cry because I felt completely robbed, but then I thought maybe I will win next year, but next year I didn't win either. I think also one of the other reasons was, again, that I wasn't an NPC athlete. Dorian wasn't either, but at least he had a good connection to a lot of NPC people, and which are also major people in the IFBB. So it works always good out if you know people and you talk to people and you invite people to your house and make your phone calls. And I was never one of these guys who did that, and I didn't do it today. I don't have a problem to call anybody up of these people in the hierarchy, but I'm not calling them intentionally up to place higher or to play games. So I think in bodybuilding, such kind of actions are pretty frequent. And then on the other side, I thought also by having Dorian as basically a guy from England, having him winning 6 Olympiads, I didn't want to have necessarily another guy winning from Europe, another 5 or 6 maybe upcoming Olympiads, which would basically underline the inferiority of the American athletes. When you have obviously such a damaged body, and you still win with a perfect score with messed up and torn muscles, this is very questionable, you know, how the sport can continue existing with such kind of strange decisions.